Okay, I think I'm on. Okay, good evening. This is Gaming McFitness. Today I'm doing a quick workout with Zwift on my exercise bike. If it'll work. Yeah, it's working. Got a huge lag here, but it should be working. I can see myself pedaling. Okay, something's going wrong. My phone is streaming that I'm pedaling, but it's not updating the display. So I also couldn't get the volume to work for some reason. Let me unplug it, plug it back in. Okay, now it's working. It's a weird problem, and I've never had it just freeze like that before. I'm going to talk kind of quiet because it's late and I don't want to piss off my neighbors. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing the exercise bike, because it's dead quiet. But I wanted to get a workout in. Because I want to tire my body out so I can sleep. Because I need to get up early on Saturday. So I want to adjust my sleep schedule to get up a little early tomorrow and then a little earlier Saturday. And I figure if I'd get a good at least half-hour workout in on the exercise bike, that'll help me fall asleep in a couple hours. I'm not sure how good my cardio is on the exercise bike. It's been like a month or two since I've used it. I took off the game controller. I normally have an Xbox game controller here where this black box is, but I took it off because I modified the treadmill that you can kind of see to my right. And also the rowing machine to be able to pull it off, like the Xbox adaptability controller Bluetooth transmitter thing, to take it off of here and move it to the other ones. And so right now it's on the normal treadmill. Before I had 3 just built on them. I think I had a PC based Arduino on the treadmill, and then I had Xbox controllers on the bike and the rowing machine game controller. But a couple months ago I modified them so I could swap the game controller transmitters from one device to the other. And so right now I don't have anything on this, so I'm just using Zwift, which doesn't use the hand controls. I just wanted to get a quick workout in at night when I want to be kind of quiet. So I don't know if I'm going to talk the whole time. I also couldn't get the audio to work for the Zwift game, and I'm not quite sure why that's not working. I can hear the echo of my voice in my headphones, so I believe you can hear me talk if there's anyone there. But yeah, I think my cardio fitness level is pretty low. I think it has improved a bit over the past month or two, because I was using the omnidirectional treadmill and I ran all the way across the map in Fallout 4 VR, which is like 0.5 miles. When I say run, it's like a light jog. I did it without getting dead tired. Whereas I did that before a month or two ago, and I had to stop to take breaks all the time. So my cardio was pretty good in 2020 during the lockdown, because I used this exercise bike for hours, like an hour and a half, 5 times, 6 times a week. But then I overused it and hurt my hip, so I stopped using it, and my cardio fitness level went way down, and I gained all the weight back, like 20 pounds or so. And so I started building these fitness game controllers into the machines, video game controllers into the fitness machines. And so I don't do much bicycling anymore, because for one, it's not as... The omnidirectional treadmill with virtual reality is by far the funnest one, even though it's the least amount of actual exercise. And the other thing is, I don't want to overuse this bicycle because it'll aggravate my hip. I don't know, there was like a loose bone grinding or ligament, or I don't know. I never went to a physical therapist, but it was killing me after I was bicycling almost daily, and so I had to stop. And so I won't do it more than once per week, and then that seems to be fine. I might get a little sore tomorrow, my hip, but then it'll go away. Whereas before I was sore for like weeks on end. So yeah, old people fitness problems. I can barely get the motivation to exercise as it is, let alone having to overcome obstacles to do it. I used to be able to go 200 watts is the pedal power, like how hard you're pedaling. I used to be able to do 200 watts for 45 minutes, above 200 watts, and then I would have to start slowing down. That was when I was at my peak cardio level. Now I can't even really do it at all. No more than like 2-3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes if I wanted to be too tired to continue after that. I just passed the start marker for a sprint, but I don't think I want to do it. Maybe it's not a sprint, maybe it's the uphill climb. I'm just going to pedal at about this speed. I'll slow down if my heart rate gets above 150. Which will happen, I think, soon. I forgot my snap-in bicycle shoes, so I'm wearing my normal tennis shoes. It seems to work fine. Now I have this bike at my sister's house, because I'll stay there for a week at a time to do stand-up comedy open mics over there, or to visit during the holidays. But I brought them all here because I was working on the connector that to swap the video game transmitters from device to device, and so I needed them all in one spot. But I'll probably, over Christmas, I'll bring this, since I got that working, I'll bring the bike back to my sister's house. There's a lot of equipment in this tiny little room. I haven't tripped stepping over all the fitness equipment yet. I thought for sure I would. I mean, I won't say I haven't tripped. I haven't tripped to the point where I've fallen, like butt to ground. But I've definitely stumbled because I've got so much fitness stuff where I have to step over it to get through the room. And that was even before I put this bicycle in here. This is a fitness instructor microphone I bought from Amazon for like $40 maybe a few years ago. So I could still hear me breathing, but I don't think it's quite as annoying as a normal microphone would be. I picked a 15-mile route through Paris as my bicycling route, but I have no plans of finishing. It'd take me at least an hour and a half, and it'd bother my hip, and it'd be like midnight. I don't want to do that. I'll probably go until about 20 to 30 minutes, at least until like I hit 5K. Well, that's not that much on a bike. I don't know, maybe 10 miles. Because once I go downhill, I've been going uphill the whole time, so I don't have much distance. But once I hit a downhill stretch, I should be able to make some good distance in the game. I put my phone out of reach, so I can't, you can hit the button to turn around, so you're going downhill instead of uphill, but I didn't set my phone that's running the game within reach, so screw it. My water's also out of reach. You can see it on the stream, but I might stop to get the water if I need it. Or the Body Armor fruit drink light. It's got like 20 calories in it or something. 15, I can read the label from here. 15 calories. When I went to my comedy thing earlier, because I didn't want to pig out, I want to try to keep from gaining weight, except so I can pig out on the holiday gatherings. So I ate a side of portobello mushrooms with onions and peppers. And it wasn't too bad. So I think that was like, I mean, it didn't say on the menu what the calories were, but I'm guessing like 300 calories. There was a tiny little side of cheese in a little, like a McDonald's ketchup container. It's like that wide, like the OK symbol. So it wasn't much cheese. That would add a lot of calories. And it was shredded cheese in that cup, so there's a lot of empty space there, so it's not like a blob of nacho cheese that's that big. I'm guessing it was like 300 calories. Which I should probably burn off just about in this workout. I have to go like 40 minutes. See, now I'm going downhill. I'm making good distance. I got my tire sensor fixed earlier this week because I wanted to just do all that before the holidays. I got the oil changed, got the little thing that was sort of wrong with it, which is a tire sensor, fixed. The next day, which is today, same tire sensor warning popped right back up, so they didn't fix it right. They said I could go back in tomorrow. I wouldn't have to drop it off this time. They would take a look at it. I might not mess with it. They said the tire was fine. And then after I got the tire sensors fixed wrongly, then I got my oil changed, and like a drive-through oil change place. And I thought they were just going to check my tires, but they said, oh, we put more air into my tires, even though I'd literally just drove out of the tire place, like going like a mile or two, and they put more air in it, even though the tire place, when they fixed the tire sensor, they had leveled out the air in the tires. So I checked my tire pressure, and the oil change place put it like way too high. They massively overfilled the tires. Like the car and the door, like where it says what the tire pressure should be, it said 20 psi. In the tire place, it set it up to 22 psi in all four tires. And then after I got the oil change, they put it up to 28 psi. So like almost 50% higher than it's supposed to be. That's insane. So when I got home, I let out some air from the tires. So now one of them's reading 20, and the other ones are reading like 22 or 23, which is what they should be, probably. 20 to 23 psi. And then the other one, the sensor stopped working, so I don't know what the pressure is. So that pisses me off. So I go to the tire place and they fuck up with the tire sensor fix, and then I go to the oil change place and they fuck up by overpressuring my tires. It's like, can anybody do anything right? You know what I mean? So says the guy who's probably pedaling wrong and hurting his hip, and he forgot his clamp-in bicycle shoes, and he's using the wrong shoes. Why can't anybody else do anything right? I can do everything wrong, but everybody else needs to do everything right. As if they're getting paid for it, they should be doing it right. So tomorrow, I'm hoping to get up around noon. I don't have to drive into work, so my sleep schedule gets totally fucked up. And then Saturday, I have to get up around 10, and then I have to drive to my aunt's house to do Christmas a week early. Then we're going to go see the movie Violent Night. And then they're going to go to dinner. But I had prior plans. So they scheduled the Christmas without even asking me if I could do it. So I have to drive across the state to do a stand-up comedy contest in Portage, Michigan called Demented Peach Comedy is the name of the comedy group. I don't remember what they're calling the contest. Peach Caucuses or something. So I have to do that. And then I have to drive back across the state again Saturday night. Because tomorrow I have or Sunday I have plans over here. So Saturday is going to be a long day. Stressful day. Because meeting with family is a little stressful, and then comedy contest. And I'll be tired as shit. I figure I'll bring one Monster Energy drink for the way there, across the state. And then if I'm dead tired after the comedy thing at like midnight, I'll get a hotel there. Or if don't think I'm too tired, I'll probably stop at a gas station along the freeway and buy another Monster Energy drink for the way back. Normally I drink one when I first get up, but I probably won't, because I don't want to drink 2 monsters before a comedy competition, because you're already you're already stressed out for that, and then if you consume a shit ton of caffeine first, it's a horrible idea. So if I drink one, that's probably what I need to not fall asleep on the road. So that's enough. This Zwift shows your real-time calorie burn in running mode, but for some reason it doesn't do it in bicycling mode, which sort of annoys me. It does show it when you finish. It'll say how many calories you burned. Maybe you can configure that now. Last time I played around with the menus, you couldn't configure it. But it's been a while. Maybe they added it. They did change some other stuff around. I actually canceled my subscription to this Zwift game, so I think I can only go like 15 miles a month without having to pay for the subscription in bicycling mode. So I said earlier I could do it once a week if I wanted to, but really, unless I want to resubscribe and pay $10 or $15 a month, I can really only do it like once a month, depending on how far I pedal in the game per workout. Okay, now I'm in a sprint, but I'm not going to bother to sprint. taking 62 seconds, and the winner for the day took 34 seconds. So almost twice as fast, which makes sense. I'm not pedaling that fast. Yeah, I wish the volume was working. I don't know what this deal with the volume is this time with Zwift. Why it's not working. I don't hear it in my headphones. It's possible that it could be streaming it even though I can't hear it, but I doubt it. Normally I use the bone conduction headphones, like on the Omni treadmill, because I sweat into these inner ear headphones if I work out with them too much, and they bother my ears. My hip is starting to bother me a little bit. I did when I was a baby, apparently. I rolled out of bed and I broke my collarbone. Or no. I broke my leg somewhere. The collarbone was a different time when I was a little older. Collarbone is like in the neck. But I broke something in my hip, knee area, and I had a cast. I saw the photo. I don't remember because I was a baby. I saw photos of like a cast from like above the belly button down almost to the knee with little holes cut out for the groin areas. So I don't know if that's ultimately a cause for my hip bothering me now as I'm getting older, or if I'm fat and I'm just letting my body sway too much when I pedal, or both. I don't know. But it does bother me if I bicycle too much. It doesn't bother me if I do any other exercise like running or omnidirectional treadmill or a rowing machine. I suppose it might bother me on the rowing machine if I did it too long, but that's a more intense full body workout, and you get tired out before I get to the point where my hip would become a problem. I thought about rowing Monday. If I use the rower, I usually don't get sore the next day, but then the second day after I row, like my whole chest is sore, like my ab muscles, and it like lasts for days. And since I have to drive all over on Saturday, I didn't want to do it too close to that, because if I'm already sore and then I have to sit in the car driving for 6+ hours in a day, not all at once, but in a day, that would be miserable. So I didn't do the rowing thing. I probably could have gotten away with it on Tuesday or Monday, but no later than that. Then it would be too close to Saturday when I have to drive. I might do it Sunday. I haven't done the rower in a while. So my social thing that I have to do Sunday is like a dinner. And so I should be back in time to get a workout in. So maybe I'll do the rower, play Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the rower, which is a appropriately themed video game, rowing with Vikings. So after the holidays, I have a few projects related to the video game fitness things that I started gathering equipment for. One is a jump rope video game controller, which I've had the equipment for forever. And then the other one is I want to mount on the omnidirectional treadmill. It's out of frame, but it's in this room. I want to mount a monitor on it that hangs, so there's a back support. So when you're running on the omnidirectional treadmill, there's like a back thing that keeps you in place. But I want to attach something to the back support thing to hang a monitor that drops down in front of my face, and then try to play non-virtual reality games on the omnidirectional treadmill. So I bought a battery, like a portable battery, that I can hang on there. And I bought what's called a Latte Panda Delta. It's like a $300 mini PC. It's not like an Arduino. It has the x86 Intel processor and like 8 gigs of RAM. I couldn't get it to run Fallout 3. I was hoping to do Fallout 3. Like that might be because it's like 8 to 10 years old. I was hoping that would run on that cheap little mini computer that I could run off of a battery. So I'll have to find a different game to use. And then for my Christmas list, some of the materials to actually hang the monitor. I already bought the monitor. I went to EnergyStar.com and I bought the most energy efficient monitor in existence. It uses like 3 watts of power or something. And then the Latte Panda Delta runs off of a USB-C thing, so it uses less than 45 watts. And so with that battery I bought, it's like 120 watt hours, something like that, maybe 150. So I should be able to run that Latte Panda mini PC and the monitor. And then I need to buy a HDMI wireless transmitter, because I'll be spinning around on the omnidirectional treadmill. So if I want to stream it, I need or I suppose I could run VLC or whatever it's called on that mini PC to stream it directly from the PC. But normally I use a physical ATEM mini streaming hardware, so I don't use the whatever the PC-based streaming software is called. I don't even remember what it's called because I don't use it. But so if I'm spinning around on the omnidirectional treadmill, I can't have an HDMI plugged in because then it'll get all tangled. So they have HDMI wireless transmitters. Most of them use the same frequency as Wi-Fi, which is stupid because I want to be able to use my Wi-Fi bandwidth for my computer. I don't want the bandwidth limited because I'm running other shit on that same frequency, which is like 5 gigahertz wireless frequency. And so I found one on Amazon that uses 6 gigahertz frequency, but it's like $250. So it wouldn't slow down, hypothetically, my Wi-Fi because it's on a different part of the electromagnetic spectrum as Wi-Fi, but it's expensive as shit. I was hoping it would go on sale for Black Friday, but it didn't. It's like a niche product, I think. I had problems running these. This is a Bluetooth microphone. Part of the reason why I use the wired-in headphones is that I tried using, because this heart rate sensor here is also Bluetooth. So if I'm using the Bluetooth mic and the Bluetooth fitness sensor here and the Bluetooth fitness sensor in my bicycle pedal, and I try to use the Bluetooth wireless headphones, everything starts to work shitty. It's like it's too many devices using Bluetooth at once. Like they don't, and almost everything is Bluetooth. I actually bought, at one point I bought like from eBay, like a 15-year-old wireless headphone thing marketed towards senior citizens in the 90s, in the 1990s, because it didn't use the same wireless frequency as Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. But I liked other headphones better. I found other solutions, but it's like, if you're trying to do a lot of electronic things at once, like, because the VR headset uses 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and it says you have to use 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and you have to be within like 10 feet of your Wi-Fi access point, and you have to have like a DOCSIS 2.1 or higher, like a newer Wi-Fi router, otherwise it won't work. And they recommend that you this thing came unscrewed here that holds in the battery. I might call it a day. But so the streaming the PC games to the Quest 2 is so Wi-Fi intensive that everything else Wi-Fi I plug in. And it's like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. When I'm doing this gaming shit, I have to be careful that I'm not this gaming fitness streaming, because between the gaming and the fitness and the streaming, that's a lot of Bluetooth or Wi-Fi if I'm not careful. So I have to try to wire shit in and buy things that run on different frequencies. And it can be hard to, you're shopping on Amazon or eBay, like, it can take hours to figure out, okay, what frequency is this thing actually using? Is it going to interfere with Wi-Fi or not? It's just annoying as shit. So I'm almost at 10 miles. I'll stop at 10 miles because this thing is like falling apart because I'm not using the right shoes. So I'll show how many, when I hit 10 miles, I'll show on the stream how many calories. I'm hoping I got like 400 calories burned. I think that's about right. Maybe 350. It's been a while. I don't know if my mind is calibrated right for how many calories when I would bicycle daily, I had it tuned in my head pretty well, how many calories I'm burning, but it's been a while. So, menu, end ride, 363 calories. I was hoping for 400, but oh well. Close enough. Anyway, this is Gaming McFitness. So I might stream tomorrow afternoon on the Omni treadmill. We'll see. Oops. Keep gaming, keep exercising. If you want to make exercise less boring, try doing both at the same time. Good night.